Hey, Julie, this is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks so much for coming out to see us yesterday at Gone. Love chatting with you. And I wanted to go ahead and shoot this video to show you how your business is stacking up against your competition online and to give you some steps you can take to improve things. Now, as Google crawls the web, it really looks at three things: content, backlinks, and citations. So those are the things I'm going to talk about in this video. Now, when I'm talking about content, I'm really just talking about the words and images on your site. As I mentioned yesterday, Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum, on the page, which will give it a good idea of what you do and where you are. Now, the exact amount kind of depends on the competition and the number of keywords really that you need in order to really let um, Google know that information about you. Now, what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So let's take a look at what a Google search might look like for your services. So after looking at your website a little bit, I kind of figured that you guys were more in you're in the advocacy of elderly care versus providing that care yourself. But I wasn't sure exactly how else to search for it. So I searched for senior care. And of course, it brings up stuff near me, right? So the first thing that comes up is what we call a map pack. As have talked about, it has three businesses on it. Sometimes there's four, but the fourth one's always an ad. And how you get in here is you need to make sure that you have a Google business profile. You need to fill out that profile as much as possible, as completely and accurately as possible. And you also need to have, a good number of citations. And like I mentioned during our discussion yesterday, a citation is really anytime your name, address, and phone number appear in a directory on the web in the exact same format. The idea being the more directories that you're in, the more citations Google finds, the more power it gives your profile. And so as Google's finding you more and more and more places, so the bigger your online presence is, the more Google will trust you. Now you do want to be in these top three if at all possible, because by being in these top three, you'll see about a 30% increase in traffic over your organic results. So what's an organic result? It's really just everything underneath there that is not paid for. So not ads. Now, going back to content just for a minute, I've got your website pulled up here, and it looks really nice. You've got some great pictures. I love that. Really kind of talking about a little bit about what you do. You've even got a few videos. But when I plugged your website into a word counter, I actually found that you've got about 379 words. So again, there's lots of room to be able to grow that content and get some more keywords in there. Let's go back to this Google search for a minute, and you'll see that as I kind of look over here, the top result for that is really seniorcare.com, a senior living and senior care resource. That seemed an appropriate competitor for you. This next one, dependable senior care, that actually seemed like they were more providing the care itself. So I didn't look at that one. I did, however, look at seniorcareauthority.com as well, because again, that seemed more of an advocacy thing. I may have your competition a little bit wrong, but the same stuff will somewhat apply. So let's look at seniorcare.com. So as far as content goes, you can see that let me scroll. You can see that they've got quite a few more words because the page kind of continues on, right? You've got a lot more words. You've got some pictures in here. Pictures can also help. You've got lots of links to different information. And let's look at Senior Care Authority. And again, the same here, a lot more content than you have. So that is one reason, not the only reason, but that is one reason they are beating you online. Now, in addition to just kind of looking at the website, I also want to analyze it with a tool I use called RFs. This allows me to kind of get some insight into how well your page is working. So based on what I see here, you guys are getting about 3 unique visitors per month. You are being found for 38 keywords. And let's take a look and see what those are. Um, so for senior living solution, that term is being searched 150 times per month. You are in position 37 for that, however, which puts you at the bottom of the 4th page, which means you're not getting any traffic for it. So really anything past position 9 or 10, you're not going to really see any volume. And all of the search terms that you have, the lowest one or the highest ranking one is position 30. So again, there's 10 results per page, which means that you're not getting any traffic for any of these words. By contrast, if we look at seniorcare.com, they are getting 551. Now, I realize they're a national service, so it's a little different, right? But they're being found for 287,000 keywords. If you look at senior care, they're getting 37.4 thousand visitors per month and 97.9 thousand keywords. And just to compare, let's take a look and see where they are. So for Senior Care Authority, which of course is their name, let's try it. How about just Senior Care? So for Senior Care, that particular term is being searched 21,000 times per month. Well, they're in position 3 for it. So they're getting 1,680 unique visitors per month just from that search term alone. And if we were looking at the senior care, you can see that I'll bet you they're also, yep, senior care. So they're in position 4, and that's garnering them over 1,000 visits per month for that. So you can see what a difference it will make when you accurately target those keywords. Now, the last thing I look at is backlinks. So all a backlink is a clickable link via hyperlink text from another website coming back to yours. Now, these links act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google again uses to build trust in your business by seeing other businesses vouch for you. So it's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins, those people, websites, because there's other websites pointing at them. But not all links are created equal. It's worth noting that those relevant to your industry that are also powerful in their own right work best, and local actually websites are ranked a little bit higher as well. So to compare, because you can have a million links, but if they're not good, it's not going to make as much difference. So to allow me to directly compare websites regardless of the number of links, I look at these two ratings right here, this UR and DR. This measures how it calculates, kind of weighted calculation, how powerful and how relevant the links are that are coming into your site. So the power rating is kind of that DR, how powerful are those sites that are coming in on your profile, and UR, how much do I trust them? And so these are based on a scale of 0 to 100. So you're saying on a 4 and a 5. Now, one of the really good things is you want the links coming in to be just as powerful as trustworthy. So if I were to divide this out, I'm going to get pretty close to 1, and 1 is the kind of the ideal ratio, 1 to 1. So let's take a look at the senior care. Oh, let me get back to the overview. So for them, they are extremely powerful backlink profile. They have an extremely powerful, and that is probably because they have a lot of different websites pointing to them. They have 2.5 thousand domains, and they are probably also pretty powerful in their own right. But how much do they trust them? The trust factor is not quite as high, and the ratio between these is pretty disparate. There's a pretty large difference there, and so that doesn't help their calculation. Now for Senior Care Solutions, let's take a look at theirs really quick. Again, a very large discrepancy between these two numbers, but they do have a good number of links coming in, and they are relatively strong. But basically, as all of those things start to come together, the content, the backlinks, the citations, all of that stuff comes together, you begin ranking higher and higher, and more customers find you. I hope this was helpful. Find you some good information. You can absolutely do some of this yourself, but if you find yourself wanting to learn more or you want to continue scaling, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to sit down and chat and see if we can be of assistance. And also find out what could be realistic for you guys in your business and what it might take to reach those goals. Again, my name is Lori. I'm with Soul Sisters Digital Design. Feel free to reach out. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to your feedback.